Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the weekly live stream Q&A. Per usual, I'm just going to go ahead and get my other screen up, the other chat, and then we'll get started. Feel free to start adding your questions. I do have an email that I want to answer before we get started or officially get started. Yeah, just in the attempt to try to get caught up on these. So let me go ahead and pull up this other chat. Hope you guys had a good week. I know that I'm not posting a ton of content, just kind of working on things, getting ready for my next fight. Just kind of, doing all that stuff. Let me go ahead and switch over. Cool, we're good. All right, cool. What's up, guys? What's up? I don't think I've seen you here before. I don't know, OU812 Reefing. I don't think I've seen you before. Maybe you changed your name. What's up, Carson? So let me go ahead and do an audio check. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm not seeing it moving there. Hear me? Good. I'm starting to, I don't see it on the bottom, but I do see it on the top. So I don't know if the audio is good. Just let me know if you can't hear me. You should be able to now. Good. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and start this email. You guys can start adding your questions. I'm going to do this email from Scott. It's a little bit of an older one, but it's a pretty good topic. So I'm going to post this picture. So this is what we're going to be talking about here. It says, keep seeing posts about curing and cycling live rock. What is the best path if I have a massive rock structure that I've made? So this rock structure that's inside his tank here, he wants to know how to cure it. I'm trying to go about it the correct way from the get-go. I did all the plumbing. I think I'm almost ready for water. I do have about 50 pounds of live rock I have in my 40-gallon tank. Would you move that over to the sump or just start new, fresh stuff from the sump also? My last question is about bare bottom. Is there anything special I need to do when cycling in the cycling stage? I'm planning on leaving the lights off for the first several months and trying to get ahead of it. BRS suggested a video to dose a few weeks of Vibrant just after the cycle to complete, but I'm not sure about that. So this is the new setup. I'm pretty sure Scott does come to the live stream. This question is a little old. So the first part of it is this rock structure itself. Hopefully you guys can still see. Okay, I see the mouse there. So this rock structure itself is going to be difficult to cure. What I would recommend is if you are building these type of rock structures, to cure the rock ahead of time. So that would be, in a brewed trash can for a couple months. That would be the best way to do it. And then you can build these rock structures within like 24 hours or so. I mean, I don't know how long something like this usually takes, but you could cure the rock and then build a rock structure. And the bacteria on the outside of the rock will die, but there still would be beneficial bacteria that has grown on the inside of the rock, which will repopulate. Now, I don't think there's a container. I don't really know how big this actually is, but if you could find a brute trash can, you could cure it this way. But he did say that he has 50 pounds of live rock already. Now, you can transfer that to the sump and then just let that seed the tank and then go ahead and pull it out within like a month or so. But just make sure there's no pest or anything currently on that rock. That's a bubble algae, any other pest that you might not want, nudibranchs, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you didn't have any issues ahead of time with that. But ideally, you want to cure the rock ahead of time. Then you can build these rock structures. But if you don't, you can use live rock from a previous setup. Now, say you don't have the live rock, you can just fill this up with salt water, add some beneficial bacteria, add some food source like a piece of shrimp or something like that. Let it go through its curing process or cycling process in like a month or so. And then you can go ahead and turn the lights on and go from there. So nothing too complicated, but ideally you want to cure that stuff ahead of time. Now, as for the last question here regarding the bare bottom, is there anything special you need to do? Nope, there isn't. If you want to add Vibrant, you can. I've never done that during the cycling process or after the cycling process. I'm an old school cycler, if that makes any sense. So I like to just throw in some beneficial bacteria, throw a piece of shrimp in there, or just feed the tank lightly over the next couple weeks. I don't like to use fish. I don't like to use anything living really to besides beneficial bacteria to cycle a tank. And then, of course, keep the lights off for about a month or so. That's about it. So, sorry it took so long to answer that question, but I'm glad at least I did. All right, so let's go move over to the chat, see if anything come in yet. Carson goes, did you buy a sailfin tank lately? No, I had one given to me. I don't know, like 6 months ago. So I guess, compared to this video here, consider that might be lately. But yeah, I do have 2 sailfins in the 300 now. What's up, David? What's up? Mark, what's up, Carson? Audio's good. Appreciate it. Thank you. I can hear you. Hey, how are you? Hope all is well. What's up, Missy? Hope everything's going well with you. Last time we talked to you, you were breeding beta fish. How's that going? Um, Other than that, everything's going well for me. Like I said, I'm getting ready for my next fight, which is 3 weeks out. Um, I got to get some blood work done tomorrow at the doctor's. So yeah, high cholesterol is like runs on both sides of my family. So I know she's gonna yell at me. So yeah, and ideally I should be like 20 pounds lighter. So I'm 213 right now. So I'm gonna fight at 205, and then I should be 190, 195. But I'm just, I know she's gonna yell at me, so just not looking forward to that. But either way, yeah, everything on my end is doing pretty good. I finally, everything with I revamped the printer system. I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but I revamped the entire process of getting orders in and notifications and printing, and just the whole process in general is so much smoother now. And I'm finally caught up on orders, officially caught up. People are waiting a day, 2 days before it hits the printer, which is really good. So, yeah, it only took me 2 years to figure that out, but I'm glad I finally did. But other than that, everything's doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. Iodine dosing. Yes, you can dose iodine, but you need a test for it. So do an ICP test. So every 3 months, I try to do one. It's been a while for me, but yeah, every 3 months, ideally, I'd like to do one. So don't test it. I mean, don't dose it unless you can test it and make sure it's a proper. ICP test is the best bet when it comes to iodine. Now, I have found if I use like Reef Plus or Aquavitro Fuel, there's iodine in those two supplements, and I don't have to ever dose it outside of that. So just keep that in mind if you don't have a supplement or anything. What's up, Sean? What's up, guys? Hope everybody had a pretty good week. I took the boys camping I took them camping on Thursday for Father's Day. And we got nailed to this thunderstorm in Pennsylvania, which was pretty rough for a couple hours. But other than that, we went swimming, had a good time. What's up, Mr. N03? Can I send you something small to print to put with my existing order? Sure. Yeah, just email it to me, Caleb. It's cool. Just let me know what color, if you want it Pet G or PLA. Let me know. Damn it, trying to see EHI bought mine. I dented to Petco yesterday. What is that? I don't know what the heck that is. Donated it to Petco yesterday. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. Did I miss something? I guess so. Beta fish breeding's going well. Just waited for them to grow up so I could sell them. How long does it take for them to grow up? Because I know beta fish can be pretty pricey. Is this currently how the 300 looks? No. That's how the 300 looked 2 years after I started it. So I know I took it down like 2 years ago, something like that. But no, this is what it looked like after 2 years of growing. It does not look like that right now. Nope. I did an update like a month ago on what it currently looks like when I redid the whole thing. I added a bunch of coral frags. I basically restarted the 300, and I'll give you guys an update. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'll probably just clean the glass tonight, give you guys an update. Nothing crazy. I mean, it's growing. It seems to be fine. It's just, it's still pretty empty. But yeah. Travis, moving tanks from 120 to a 400 gallon, transferring rocks and live rocks only, or transferring rocks and live rock only. Question for you is, one, if I'm doing water changes between the tanks and using old rock, do I need to worry about cycling? Well, what do you mean by worrying? So if you're adding that rock, I'm assuming you're going to be adding more rock to the 400 gallon. I mean, from what you have in the 120, you still want to give it time to adjust. The beneficial bacteria is going to die off during the moving process. Of course, it's got to adjust for the water volume, the current bio load, whatever else you got going on in that tank. So do you have to worry about cycling? No. Would I still be hesitant on, feeding a ton of food, adding a bunch of fish, adding a bunch of coral? Yes. So on that aspect, I wouldn't make any major changes or add anything significant to the 400, at least for the first month. Add your rock, add the new rock. Hopefully you cycle that stuff ahead of time, and then just give it a 4 to 6 weeks to just adjust, to become, stable, and for all the beneficial bacteria to adjust to the new bio load and water volume. And then go ahead, and if you want to add a bunch of coral, or if you want to start adding fish, or if you want to make any other changes to the tank, do it after you give it some time to adjust. But officially the tank is cycled because you're adding cycled rock already, but that doesn't mean that it's stable. There's a difference between being cycled and stable, and that's what you're looking for, is that stable, the stability before you move on. OML. I don't know what that is. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I'm not part of a conversation here. Black and whatever is most sturdy. Is it going in water or out of water? I just need to know that. The second question is, with the water changes, how should I keep the nitrates up for the corals? Just dosing. Yeah. I mean, yeah, with the new water volume, you're going to be really diluting your current nitrates and phosphates. So you're going to have to dose. Now be careful, because, I mean, the tank does have to adjust. So there's going to be beneficial bacteria that's going to die off during the process. So again, don't make any major changes. Add the rock, do a little bit of dosing to keep the levels relatively stable, and then just test consistently throughout the week and make some changes as you go. Expect there to be fluctuations with beneficial bacteria dying off and repopulating. It's just how it is. Just, don't overthink it too much. Don't try to make everything perfect. Don't if you wake up one day and it's 2 ppm of nitrates and then you dose and then the next day it's like 9, just, it's okay. Don't start doing water changes to compensate or anything crazy. Just let the tank stabilize. It's just going to take some time. And again, that's where that 4 to 6 weeks falls in there to go. Next question is 2. I think this is already, did I already read? Okay, that came in twice. All right, yeah, we already answered that. I donated my sailfish because my tank crashed and I'm going to restart the process, and someone bought it today, trying to figure out who. Oh, okay. Did you donate to the Harrisburg one? Because I didn't know. You could have just donated to my tank. Just saying. I'm down for that. I mean, I don't know how 3 sailfins would do in there, but I got 4 hippo tangs in there, 4 or 5. I don't remember. I think I got a 4. Yeah, 4. So why not? 3 to 6 months to grow out the betas. Yeah, man, you could have donated to me. People give me fish all the time. What colors are your betas? Sailfin tangs, not sailfish. I got you, man. I knew what you were saying. Right now I'm doing detail red male, white male with marble red female out of water. Okay, yeah, so it could be PLA. Yeah, just send me the link to it. Just send me you got to send me the STL file. Is this something that's already made? Just send me the STL file. I'll add it in there. I got your stuff sitting on the floor. So nice to have a red, white, blue beta. I want betas, but they don't do much, man. I don't know. They're just not, man. Hey, Travis, how's it going? Pretty good, man. I have a question. I put 6 chromis in my tank and wound up with one out of one. So let me read that right. And wound up with 1, put 6 more in, and now I have 2. Any ideas? I have 6 other fish and have lost anything else. I feel like I'm reading that wrong. Hey, Travis, how's it going? I have a question. I put 6 chromis in my tank and wound up with 1. Put 6 more in, and now I have 2. Any idea? So basically, they're just dying off. Is that what's going on here? I have 6 other fish and have lost anything else. You have or haven't lost anything else? Just clarify that. I'll check the other chat. So it sounds like you put 12 chromis in your tank and only 2 survived. Are these fish, are you quarantining them ahead of time? I'm assuming probably not, because that sounds like a DOA kind of thing. As with every fish, you should be quarantining them right off the bat. You're gonna deal with whatever death you're gonna have is probably gonna happen during the quarantine process, and they won't be dying in your tank for whatever reason. I mean, I have to kind of see how you answer that, if you care quarantine or not or anything like that. But for fish for only 2 out of 6 to survive is pretty bad. Those are pretty bad odds. Yes, you haven't quarantined. Okay. You haven't had any fish loss. Okay. I can't really tell you how they're dying. I mean, it sounds like stress. It could be pretty much anything. But if you have quarantined them and then you put them in your tank, they went through the whole quarantine process and then they died when you put them in the tank. That's strange. If you don't have an eel or anything and they're consuming them, are they getting stuck in the power heads? Are you seeing how they're dying? Also, they could kill each other. They're pretty hostile towards each other, but I always found that more chromis seemed like it spread the aggression out, kind of like with tangs. I feel like they spread the aggression out, but then again, they could just be killing each other off. It's pretty common. Yeah, even Reef Keeper says that it's very common for chromis to kill each other off. Personally, I've always added a bunch of them and never had an issue besides my eels eating them over time. That's about it. Um, I might have just gotten lucky depending on the chromis. I know those little black and white striped ones are super aggressive. Those things are, whew, they're hardcore. So most likely, if you don't have any predators in there and they went through quarantine, they're probably killing each other off. That's most likely what it is. The small little blue green chromis seem to be the most docile of the chromises that I've ever had. The blue ones, the green ones, the blue green ones, they all seem to be pretty chill with each other. But if you get the striped ones, any of those striped looking dudes, man, they are rough. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not a biologist here, but yeah, they're probably just killing each other off. So I would say pass on the chromis. Be happy with the two that you have and just move on to something else. Yeah, it seems like it might be a good idea. Do you prefer goldfish or whale crackers? Oh, okay. It's like, what? Goldfish or whale crackers? I like the animal crackers. Like, I like the animal crackers that have the frosting on them, like standard animal crackers, but they dip half of it in frosting. Those are pretty awesome. Goldfish, I eat goldfish. I only eat goldfish with my tomato soup, and I only eat Cheez-Its with tomato soup. So you just put them in your tomato soup. It's really good. But whale crackers, I don't know what that is. Let me look at whale crackers are. It's better not be porn, man. Whale crackers. Let me just make sure I'm looking at the right one. Oh, it's just a different type of. Oh, geez. they're actually just like goldfish. They're whales, though. Okay, well, I didn't know those existed, to be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't know those existed. So since they're the same thing, I'll go with the goldfish, but only in tomato soup. Tony, if you haven't tried it, you got to try it. It's really good. Because people put like saltines in there. I don't do saltines in my crackers. I mean, in my soup. The whales are super good. I'll have to try them. I have them at Walmart. I'll check them out. I have currently at least 300 to 400 beta babies fry, and I've got 7 betas currently. I have 16 tanks going. That sounds like a huge pain in the A. I'll tell you that. I've never bred fish before. I would love to breed like nudibranchs. That'd be pretty cool. I'd love to breed and sell those, but I guess I got to get Aptasia. Yeah, I'd love to breed clownfish too, but my eel ate them all. That's what I need to get. I need to get clownfish. Have you ever repaired a Kessel? The fan broke of mine. Well, anytime I've ever had an issue with my Kessel lights, I've always sent them out to Kessel and they fixed them for me or sent a replacement. I've never had to ever take one apart. Kessel's really good about that. Same with Ecotech. I do have to send my 5 Radions back out, not back out, but out to get fixed. But yeah, I would say contact Kessel customer service, and they'll most likely just have you send it in. I wouldn't be in there messing with the fans, because if the fan's dead, it could either be a fuse or something dead on the board itself, or the fan burnt out, which is pretty common, and just with fans in general, especially my 3D printers. I'm burning fans out all the time. But I would just contact customer service, Shelby, and send it in. I mean, they've always been really good with me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they've never said no. Yeah. Hi, are you still planning to split the giant Lobo or leave it as? I am going to cut it. I'm just trying to. How about this? If I'm trying to get an idea of who's going to be interested in purchasing it, for one, because I don't want to. If I can get away with only cutting off a couple pieces and try to keep it as big as possible, I'll get with that. So if anybody's interested in purchasing a chunk of that Lobo, let me know. I still haven't decided on the price yet. I have to look around and see what's equivalent and kind of what's kind of going on there, but there'll probably be several $100s per piece. Just because I've never seen it anywhere else. So yeah, and you guys can see how big it gets. But either way, if you guys are interested in a piece of that, just email me and be like, hey, just title like Lobo, interested in Lobo, and then I'll get an idea. And then I'll just cut it. I'll do a live stream of it. It's gonna be interesting for sure. I don't know how that's gonna go. Yeah, man, I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm going to do it, though. It's very common for chromas to pick each other off one by one until only one remains. Happens all the time. There you go. Oh. Is it a small tank? Brandon, we don't know how big the tank is. What does a Lobo look like? It's in the 300. I mean, it might be in this video. Let me see. I don't know if I can. Yeah, so it's in this video. It's down here. That's when it was a biddy. It's so big it doesn't fit in the bottom of this tank. It's pretty massive. It's a big one. By the way, my brother's name is Brandon, for anybody who wants to know. What's the minimum I need for a frag tank? I've outgrown my zoas. I don't know. What do you mean? What's the minimum? Like what size for a frag tank? You can turn anything into a frag tank. I mean, I've seen people turn those little 5-gallon tanks as frag tanks and just plumb them into their system. I would say get a frag tank that just kind of fits the environment and how big the tank is and kind of, what you think your potential growth is going to be. I can't really tell you what the minimum is. I mean, you can make a frag tank out of almost nothing and be this little bitty thing. It just depends on what you want to do. So, yeah, I can't really tell you. Whatever works for you. Mm-hmm. Will a pipe organ defend itself against GSP? GSP grows over everything. I have yet to see any coral that defends itself against GSP. Actually, let me take that back. The Galaxia coral, the Galaxia will defend itself. In Hollywood Stunner, I've never seen it, but if I was going to say if there was another coral besides the Galaxia, the Hollywood Stunner chalice would be another coral that could most likely defend itself with GSP. Everything else, I don't think really stands a chance, to be honest with you. This stuff is tough. Same thing with the pulsing Zini. That's a pretty tough coral too. Still talking about the whales. Still waiting on the Rosemary Reef, man. You and me both, bro. I mean, I haven't got around to even creating regular content on the Rosemary Reef. I don't know. I'll tell you right now, with everything kind of going on, I haven't been able to create any content. I don't know. I just kind of got to get around to it. Definitely need to get back into things. It's just life, man. Life's busy. Fighting takes a big amount of my time up too. But it keeps me sane though. Just turn off the AC. I don't know what we're talking about. I have Aptasia in my overflow. You want some Aptasia, man? I'll be honest with you. Aptasia really doesn't bother me. I've had it in my tank before, or my tanks before. The previous 125, I think I had a little bit coming on a frag. It doesn't really bother me. I know that the Aptasia eating nudibranchs are really good at it. I mean, I don't know how people have tanks that are completely covered with it, like smothered. I don't know how you get to that point, but it really doesn't bother me. I mean, it comes in on coral. I get it. When I used to import coral, it would come in all the time on my frag system. It just came in. I mean, the stuff is everywhere. But yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal to me. But I wouldn't mind growing the nudibranchs. They have a pretty good what's the profit margin on those things too. But then again, if this new shipping stuff goes into effect in 2023, I don't know what's going to happen to the coral business. It's not going to be good. And fish business. With my mental health, it helps keep me calm and keep me up and alive. Yeah, well, it sounds like you're really busy. There's Wiggles. Wiggles, get out. How much per frag of what, Carson? I put in the other chat. Of what? Frag of what? The Lobo? I don't know yet. I have no idea what it's going to be yet. I don't know. I have a 6-line wrasse that doesn't let me add any other fish anyway. He stops him anyway to stop him from being so aggressive without taking him out. 6-line wrasses, I don't know. I've never seen them be that aggressive. I've heard of them being pretty aggressive, but I've never, like, I used to have one in the 300 before the eel ate him. I guess he wasn't that aggressive, but and I have one in my tub. I've never seen them like chase any other fish or beat up any other fish. Then again, my tangs are all much bigger than a 6-line wrasse, but no, never had an issue with them. But a lot of people have said that they've killed their fish. Oh, so if anybody's wondering, Nick's tank is 75 gallon, the one who had all the chromuses. Anybody's wondering. Not sure if a breeder box would work. Oh, he's answering that question. Oh, crap. I scrolled down too far. I need a 3D printed for my urchin. Do you have a file? Because if you want something, if you have an STL file of something you want 3D printing, I do offer that on the website. Print my STL. I do that stuff all the time. A lot of people send me like different blinds and stuff, and different pieces and things they need around the house. That stuff comes in all the time, which I like that though. It's kind of fun. It mixes it up a little bit to print something that's different than the usual. But yeah. At Fish of Hex Aquatics, with dosing all for a reef in a nano tank, 28 gallon, can you really get away with just testing all to know how much to dose and how often? Just wondering, because I don't have all the testing kits yet. I haven't used all for reef before, but when it comes to testing alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, I usually focus on alkalinity and I focus on magnesium. Usually calcium I don't pay attention to, but ideally you should be testing it. So say you only have alkalinity, just make sure, of course, make sure alkalinity is good where it needs to be. And then the relationship between calcium and alkalinity is dictated by how much magnesium is in the water column, and that's why I think magnesium is going to be good to go. So yeah, I mean, it's only 3 test kits. It's not crazy. I'd say if you're going to pick one, like alkalinity would be the one I would focus on for right now, and then go from there. The other 2 can kind of wait, but you still need them. So hopefully that answers your question. 40 breeder is a good frag tank. I just saw a 60 breeder at Petco, which looks really awesome. That would be a pretty cool tank. Like do some kind of rock structure that's like poking out the surface of the water, some mangroves, and just some kind of I don't know. When I see a tank like that, I picture just like a mountain of rock sticking out the top, and then just with plants on it, and then just the underwater stuff with like a gravel bottom or a sand bottom. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. Or those 60s. Yeah, he said the 60s. Yeah, the 60 gallons look pretty cool for sure. Travis, do you think the wrong light spectrum could cause dinos from too much white, red, greens? Thanks, bro. No, I don't think so. I mean, dino does use light to help grow, but it's usually the lack of nutrients and all that kind of stuff that they kind of thrive off of. But they are photosynthetic, or at least they seem like they are by the way they grow. Based on if you turn off the lights for several days, they do die off a little bit. But again, plants and algae, they do thrive off of the red and green spectrum. So you could potentially turn them down if you want, but most people aren't running a lot of red and green anyways. So I don't really know what the percentage you have is. I know on my Radions, which I think my Apex is disconnected right now. I got to restart it. Yeah, it's disconnected. I was going to show you. But I do, my red and greens are, so say I'm at 100% the blue spectrum, 35% white, cool whites, and then my red and greens are only about 10 to 14%. There's nothing crazy there. So they're literally like one half of the whites. And I've never had any issues with that. But dinos, most of the dino species really has to do with the lack of nitrates and phosphates, and then them not having enough beneficial bacteria to keep them at bay. So that's really where the problem is at. But you can try removing the green and red and see if it helps. But I think it's gonna be very minimum, if anything at all. How do you feel about sell back to LFS when the fish and coral gets too big? I think it's fine, but you're never gonna get what you paid. I mean, you're just not. Excuse me, freaking losing my voice here. You're just not going to get what you paid. So if you're okay with just taking a hit, or if you want to use it towards store credit or something else, that's fine. But I mean, yeah, I think ideally, if a coral gets too big, you probably make more money selling at a frag swap, fragging it out, getting pieces of it, selling it to local buddies, starting a frag tank, going from there. I think your best bet is to do that. Selling stuff back to a local fish store or a chain store that's not going to give you truly what it's worth. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're looking to make money, then probably not a good idea. I battled with nudies, got rid of everything in the display. Some stragglers were left behind. Oh, you're talking about the adaptation. Yeah, you never really get rid of them all. It's unfortunate though. Matt says, "Hey, Jarvis, how would you go about dosing calc in an all-in-one tank with no sump? From what I have read, the reactors rely on gravity to output the calc, which generally means you need a sump. Well, you could always do like a hang on the back situation where it drips in from the back of the tank if you wanted to do that. You can use a pump to pull calc solution into the tank. You can do that, but understand that that calc will eventually break down the pipe, or if not, cause it to clog over time. But you can use a dosing pump for it. I've seen people do it without any issues. Ideally, you would want to pump fresh water into a calc reactor, and then the reactor would overflow into the sump. Ideally, that's what you want to do. You could do like a hang on the back calc reactor that could still potentially overflow. So you could still dose fresh water into the reactor and have it just overflow over to the rim of the tank. You could do that. It doesn't necessarily have to be way above the tank. Other than that, you can do ATO. ATO is very common for using the calc instead of the reactor. You just put it in the bottom of your ATO. Make sure your ATO pump's not touching the bottom where the calc slurry is, and then you can dial it in that way. So when your water gets topped off, it's going to add add calc to the tank. Is it the best method, most stable method? Not really. It's really going to depend on how much is evaporating. Now, different times of the year, different amounts are evaporating at different times. So it could be difficult to keep things stable if you're having a really a week that there's a ton of evaporation, then the next week there's barely anything. You're gonna might get a dip in alkalinity. So ATO does work. Is it the most reliable? No. Calc stir would be your best bet, but if you can make it work on an all-in-one, I think you can. You just have to be kind of jerry-rigged a little bit. Other than that, you could just dose two-part from like underneath the stand with a dosing pump. That would be the next solution. So Lauren's back there singing. She's getting ready for choir stuff. I hear her singing. Are you still selling shit? Yes, I am. Buy two, get two free. Why? Because we got to get rid of this shit. Let's see if we can hear her sing. She's going. She's cute. Hey, Travis, not sure how much coral you've been shipping out lately. Have you been experiencing many delays from carrier use? My last 3 things I tried to ship were 24 hours late. Thanks. I've been pretty good. I've gotten pretty good results. I haven't I've had one shipment over the past month be a day late. Other than that, everything else is pretty good. I ship coral every week still. I don't ship as much as I used to because I don't have a ton of stuff, but I have been adding things to the WYSIWYG. So, and I do have those coral packs, which, by the way, I got to change that. I think I'm going to do one more week of the 20 for 300. And now that you brought that up, and then I'll pull it back to 15 frags. Because I've sold a few of those already and I got to make sure I don't pull too many. But yeah, I'm still doing the 3D printing thing too at the bottom. But yeah, I think I've had one over 2 months that was late. They're pretty decent here. I say that now, and then the stuff I shipped out today won't be there. Ugh. See, it has very nice dimensions. Yeah, the 60. Yeah, sure does. Where did you get those bins for your frag tanks? I need a simple solution to grow out Zoe rocks into frags. I want SPS main colonies. I don't know where I got that bin from. It's in another video. I don't remember. A lot of people ask me that stuff. Hydroponic store has them. Yep. Yeah, at least you tried to spell it, man. I won't even bother trying to spell it. But anyways, if you guys have a couple more questions or anything you want to add, feel free. If not, we've been going for a little bit. I don't think I have anything else to update you guys on. Yeah, we're still doing the buy 3, get 1 free. For the 3D printing, that means add 4 items. You get 1 for free. Other than that, we got coral for sale, 20 pack. Will be there for another week, and then I will cut up that Lobo. So if you're interested in the Lobo, hit me up. It's probably going to be a few $100 per frag. I mean, they're big chunks. It's a big chunky coral. I still haven't known the price yet. I'm going to do some research. I do UPS for overnight. I used to use FedEx, but they want to be difficult, so I took my business elsewhere. But yeah, other than that, we're pretty good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live stream. I already have some more videos out. And then again, I'm getting ready for my fight coming up. So I'll probably do a prep video for that. It's pretty big. It's Grappling Industries in Philadelphia. There's a bunch of my teammates going down there. It's gonna be pretty decent. I'm sure I'll be fine. So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. And then yeah, I'll just get some more videos out for you guys. All right. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you later. Peace.